Hi guys, it's Phil. It's All Leeds TV. I'm here with Scotty Wilson and Martin Riley, and we're here to talk about Patrick Bamford. He's been called up to the England squad, the senior squad, for the first time in his career. I'll get your quick thoughts first of all, guys. Scotty, come to you first. How do you feel? Happy?
Yeah, well, yes, I'm happy for Paddy, and this is long overdue, long overdue.
Very much so.
So it's great news for him. Great news for him.
And Martin, happy, I imagine, buzzing. Paddy's in finally.
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked when I saw it. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, obviously, we all know that he deserves to be in that squad. He is everything what Gareth Southgate looks for in centre forward. He can link up play, he can press from the front, and most importantly, he can finish. And I'm just so delighted for him. I know how much this means for him. He's been talking about it constantly whenever he's been asked, and he's always playing down his chances. But you know that he's been after this moment for a long time, proving a lot of people wrong in the process.
Yeah. If you're going to flash that one up there, if Oscar's watching this, even if it's just back, that's how you start a show on time, mate. Just saying. So for everyone that thinks we're all late TV, it's just Oscar. Yeah, obviously, Patrick Bamford, we've got so much to go through, but it caps off a really good week for him, obviously. An assist in the game against Everton in the league at Ellen Road. Came off the bench, changed the game completely against Crewe. I know it's only Crewe in the cup, but it was 0-0 when he came on. He was on for 20 minutes, and he's got an assist. But realistically, he deserves an assist for all three goals because he changed the game. And realistically, I expect this to be the confidence boost he needs to go and get a goal against Burnley as well. I think Burnley, he'll move their centre-backs around. I think this game suits him. What do we think? Do you think we can see a goal from Patrick Bamford this weekend, Scotty?
Nope, I think we can see three. We can see three. Okay. We're going to see the re-emergence of hat-trick Bamford this weekend.
Nice. Oh, one for you here, Scott. Sorry, mate. Can't help it.
Because he can't play for Ireland. I'm glad he can't play for Ireland because I'm up in Northern Ireland, Sturdy Dallas.
I was waiting for that bit.
Flipping Ireland, get away from me. James Obadzinski said that it was Scottish the other day as well. I don't know what's wrong with you, lad.
Well, some people don't know where the accent's from, Scotty. We'll get used to it. It's fine.
I'm a traveller.
Yeah. Martin, mate, what about you? Do you think we'll see a hat-trick from Paddy B at the weekend?
I'd hope so. He's definitely going to be full of confidence after this news. And yeah, we know what he's like when he's full of confidence. He'll be shooting from whatever angle he can find, and we know he can find those angles. So yeah, I'm very confident that he should do well against Burnley. He likes a tussle with some physical centre backs, and that's what Burnley have. I apologise for the background noise. That's my kids.
Nah, it's all right, mate. Don't worry. Yeah, obviously, I enjoyed. I know again it's Crewe, but I really enjoyed the way he played when he came off the bench the other night. And you know, the first goal for Harrison where he gets the assist. Like we've seen this season, I think everyone will have seen that stat that's been flying around, where he was like the fourth fastest player in the league so far this season. I know we're only 2 games in, but not long ago, I wouldn't have sat here and gone, Patrick Bamford, well known for his speed. But fair play to him. Like, he's top 4 in the league for, like, quickest sprint this season. And, like, he's left defenders for dead. I can think of goals and assists last season. But the other night, I know it's only Crewe. But the way he gets to the ball first, leaves him behind, holds the ball perfectly and just waits for Harrison to get into position to dink the keeper. And just obviously all the time, he shows off different parts of his games that have developed so much over the last few years. Obviously, goals and assists. I think we cannot go much longer without having this conversation. But goals and assists last season, goal contributions, he was joint 4th in the league. Only Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, Bruno Fernandes, and who else? Mo Salah got more than him last season. How the fuck didn't he go to the Euros, man? And Ollie Watkins, like 8 goal contributions less, goes to the Euros. Like, this is far too late from Gareth Southgate. I'm happy for Bamford, but Southgate, you're so late, mate. You're late to the party. He should have been there last season. Scotty, give him a telling off.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I said it to all you English fans during the Euros. The only reason Ollie Watkins got picked, and I don't care what Gareth Southgate says, it was his Aston Villa bias. That was it.
Yeah,
He can sit and say about how he preferred Ollie Watkins' pressing style over Bamford. What a load of absolute dog poo. It's a daytime, so I'm going to try not to swear here. Plus, there's kids in the background for Martin. but like,
it's
honestly,
okay. They can't hear you, Scotty. It's fine.
oh, that's okay. They probably wouldn't understand either. But like, I don't know why it's taken Southgate so long. He should have been there at the Euros.
yeah.
He probably wouldn't have played though. That's the truth.
No.
He probably wouldn't have played, but at least he would have been there. He'd have got that experience and bonding with the team. So come these games coming up, it would have made a difference. But I'm really pleased for him. Really pleased for him. He's deserved it.
Yeah.
And you said it. It's overdue.
Yeah, definitely. Martin, we moaned about it quite a bit together over the Euros over the summer. Do you feel like you need to give him any more of a telling off? But I'm going to let you anyway.
Well, it was frankly ridiculous, to be honest. Like I said before, Pat is a perfect centre forward for the way Southgate likes to play. If asked to, he can drop deep and occupy players deeper. But to be honest, I think the way Southgate plays, I think Paddy is actually better suited to England than Kane is. Kane was dropping very deep at times, and a lot deeper than what he needed to. He wasn't occupying the centre backs, which is something which you need to do in Southgate's system to make more space for the wide men to get into. Because he was dropping that deep that the centre backs weren't following him. It was just the midfielders who were picking him up. So you need to drop deep when it's the time to do it. But when you need to get up there and be in the box, who else would be in the box? Bamford. He knows how to find space in the box.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think this weekend we saw with was it Mane's goal at the weekend for Liverpool against Burnley. Occupy those two centre halves. Don't be afraid of them. They are big physical boys, but at the end of the day, like, he's a big physical boy himself, Paddy. I thoroughly expect him to have a field day at the weekend. And there's a comment that's just come in here, which I tweeted earlier, and I do agree. Maybe not Ayling, but Jack Harrison, for me, should be in this squad as well. I saw someone tweet out earlier, Lingard's played 4 minutes or something like that so far this season. Why is Harrison not in? We still have the conversation last season, obviously, with Jack Harrison. Most goals and assists of any English midfielder didn't get in. I think, obviously, it's great for Leeds United that we've had Calvin in there a few times now. Brilliant for Leeds United that we've got Patrick Bamford in now, a bit more recognition. But I expect Jack Harrison to be the next one out of our squad to be called up. And I don't think it's going to be that long. I think over the summer, Jack Harrison's first touch is pure filth. And his crossings got better. I think we'll have a quartet of Leeds United players in that squad soon. There's going to be a few of us breaking in there. So I think Harrison's next. And if Ayling gets his form back from the start of last season, potentially as well.
And you can't ignore the Leeds-born Stuart Dallas either.
No, that's already given, isn't it? I thought he was in.
He should be. He should be.
Martin, what do you think? Do you think Harrison joins him towards the end of the season?
If he has another season like he did last season, then no doubt. He got 16 goal contributions last year, 8 goals and 8 assists.
Yeah.
And he scored a lot of those from distance as well. And he links up play. He has such a high contribution for defending. And that's, again, something which Southgate praises is off-the-ball work. And also, in addition to that, there's not many left-footers among the wide options who play for England. There's a lot of right-footed players in there. So if you wanted an option from the right-hand side who's left-footed, there isn't that many there. So that is something which could possibly get him into the squad. It's a tentative thing to put it down to, but it's something that Southgate will consider, of course. He's quite a tactical person, so he knows the value of having different footed players for different positions. It changes the way they take on players and try to attack the box. So I think he could well do it if he has another strong season. And he's improved every single season on the Bielsa. From the first season, look at him now. First season, he looked lost at times. He was still, you could still see there was a player there. Like he wasn't quite there yet. But Morris studied on the Bielsa. He's just got better and better, and I expect that to continue this year.
Obviously, I think even especially with today and the news that's happened today, and obviously with Calvin last year, so much of that thanks, and I think they will do it themselves. It's not that we have to do this for them, but so much of that thanks will go to Bielsa. Obviously, Bamford was Bielsa's first signing, £7 million. At times during Bielsa's tenure, there has been times when Leeds fans would say £7 million wasted. There'd be times where people would say £7 million too much. I think now, obviously, I know it's only a website, but you go off Transfer Market, their valuation of Bamford is 20 million. We've had Tottenham trying to put a bid in for him. We've managed to sign him for another 5 years now, tied him down to a new contract. I mean, looking back over the 3 years of Bielsa, you've got to say that he's turned Patrick Bamford from a journeyman. I mean, he had a couple of seasons at Middlesbrough, but that hat-trick at Ellen Road for Middlesbrough is basically where I think even he would now say that's where his career really started. He got his move to Leeds from that, and I think Bielsa's just turned him into an absolute animal. And obviously, like looking through his record, 113 appearances for Leeds, 43 goals, 16 assists, an average of 0.38 goals per game. That's on average just under one every 3 games. I was saying to Scotty just before we came on, realistically speaking, if he hasn't scored against Scum and he hasn't scored against Everton, he's probably going to score this weekend. But I know it's a daft question, Scotty. How would you take the first 3 years and 3 and a bit years under Bielsa for Patrick Bamford?
The first year, and if anybody disagrees with me in the comments or in the world, I'm telling you now, you're a liar. But in his first season, we would have given him away for free, and that's the truth. We nobody rated him. We were always on his back, and he didn't. Like I think that first season, he just had a bit of a rough one. Then the next season, he played a blinder, and then again, he just keeps getting better every year. You know, for the final year in the Championship, he had 16 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah.
In his first year in the Premier League, 17 goals, and was it six assists or eight assists?
10.
10 assists?
No, sorry, 7. I'm looking at Son Heung-min.
Oh, right, okay. But like, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see him getting at least 18, maybe 19 goals this year, and up in those assists. It's that work rate I love about him.
Yeah, that's
really
the thing. I do think people in the first season, people just saw goal return. And 1 minute, I've just got to flash this up. There's a Man United fan that's joined us, and he's really happy that Sam Greenwood's not in the squad. It's all right, mate. Well, you know, talent recognises talent. Thanks for joining us. If you want to put a like and subscribe while you're here, cheers for engaging. But sorry, I couldn't resist.
Rent free.
I forgot where I was. I got that excited at the idea of I honestly think the first couple of years under Bielsa, Bamford, he did have the fans on his back, and I do think last season without the fans in the stadium, I think that's helped him massively. In all honesty, I think to an extent maybe we dragged him down, but to be fair to him, he has built on himself as a player. He's built on himself physically and technically. Like the gap between us getting promoted from the Championship to the Premiership, there was just that turn of speed that I'd never seen before. Was it the Fulham game where the first time we played Fulham at home, second game of last season, he's out on the wing and he just absolutely blitzes somebody and buries it in the bottom corner with his right foot. Like in the Championship, he's missing sitters from 2 yards, which is why people were getting on his back. But he genuinely came on so far in that short space of time, to the extent where Man United fan again, if you think Greenwood is better, look, I can't sit here and say Mason Greenwood's not a solid footballer. He's top quality. He's going to play for England a number of times in his career. But I do think here and now, he's got plenty of time ahead of him. This is a chance that Bamford needed. I think it's too late already. It should have happened before the Euros. I think it's the right time, and hopefully it works well for England. Martin, what do you think, mate, if you had to sum up Bamford's 3 years in the last 3 years?
Well, in his first season, he was a bit unlucky because he had that injury he was out for about 2 to 3 months, and then he came back, but then he got injured again on his first game back, if you remember. So he was quite unfortunate with that. But despite that, he actually still was matching Kemar Roof in that season, goals per 90. He was still matching his levels, which is why I think Bielsa was fine with Roof being sold, because that was what he knew he could see. And second season, he did score a lot of goals, but he still did miss a lot of chances. But I think the difference between the chances that he's got in the Premier League and the Championship is so massive, because in the Championship, especially in the second season, we were facing teams who were just sitting back constantly, filling the boxes with as many players as they could. Those aren't the type of chances that Bamford does well with. No. He does well with chances when he's got a couple of seconds to think about where he's going to put it. And then you saw that, especially the one goal that sticks out for me is his goal against Leicester.
Yeah,
you know
I was
the one.
Just about to say the same one.
You know the one. The one where he just smashes it. There's no stopping that goal. No keeper in the world stops it. He hits it with precision right into the top corner. And that you would not have think that the Bamford of the previous season would be able to finish that chance, but it's a different sort of chance. He has time to think about it.
As well, Palace, the one that got disallowed at Palace.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Yeah, exactly.
The second goal he scored in that game, because let's be honest, he scored 2 in that game. Both of them show off exactly what he's about.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and also the reason why he struggled for those chances is because he isn't an instinctive striker, which is what people were seeing with Eddie and Nketiah. When he was playing that season, people were saying, "Oh, get Bamford out. He's missing lots of chances. Put Nketiah in." And unfortunately, I liked Eddie. He was a good player. But he didn't fit the way that Bielsa systems work, and that is what Bamford does. Which he isn't an instinctive finisher, but he has still got a good finish on him when he has the right chances to do those.
I mean, for a bit of context, obviously, Martin, I know you love FBref as much as I do, but there's the bit where it says the top 10 comparable players and stuff. Number 1 on that list, Mauro Icardi. Then you've got Tammy Abraham, Paco Alcácer, Edinson Cavani. He's on a list now with some absolute ballers that a few years ago you'd have been like, Patrick Bamford and Cavani. I don't think so, but Scotty, would you put him up there in that category with players like Mauro Icardi, Edinson Cavani? I mean, obviously Cavani, you're talking about a career that they're not comparable, let's be honest, but quality-wise now, you're a FIFA man, aren't you, Scotty?
Yeah.
So, FIFA ratings, what you giving Paddy now and what you're giving Cavani at this age, are they close?
Oh, much closer.
Now.
much closer. If I was to give Paddy a FIFA rating,
go on.
What was he last year? He was 77 or something. No, he wasn't even.
He was 71. Was his first card. Yep, 71 was his first card, which he got multiple informed cards, and he ended up. I think the highest inform was 84, and he got the special card, which was 89.
I think I would be starting him off at FIFA this year at 81. So I think that would be fair.
What would you have Cavani and Icardi and them lot around? Similar, or do you think he's still got a way to go?
Well, you have to think them ones have got years on him. You know. But for me, Bamford's a different type of striker. At all. I hear what Bremner's Ghost said, so true. Because I
don't break him for fuck's sake.
Yeah, because see these internationals. I was saying this to the Northern Ireland Whites during the week. I am sick to death of internationals during the league season, especially during this pandemic. The fact that the likes of Rafinha has to isolate for 10 days after playing for Brazil and misses a Liverpool game.
He's not going. They've banned it. All the Premier League.
Have they?
If it's a red list country, they can't go. So basically, Rafinha's not allowed.
So Brazil and Argentina, I think, are the ones.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, not that sorry for him.
No, we need him. But Bamford's going to have a great career ahead of him. He's starting to hit that prime now, and players are playing longer as well. So it's not like that whole they get to 30 and you start to sort of deteriorate. I think Bamford is about to hit a good 2-3 years where he's going to be one of the top forwards for England. 100%. And I think he's being called up at the right time. He should have been called up earlier, but I think now's the right time because I think he's got that fuel where I think he knows himself. He really should have been there over Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
I think he knows that.
I would compare him now, where he is right now, to the last few seasons, what we've seen from Danny Ings, like that level. I genuinely think over the next few seasons, if he has a few seasons now, like Danny Ings has just had at Southampton, and I expect the same from him at Villa. I think he'll be quality there. I think Bamford, if he can remain ahead of Danny Ings in the pecking order, like that's a massive compliment.
Yeah.
Martin, what do you think, mate? Who would you like put him on a level with, and who do you think he's above? I think for me, there's only really Harry Kane that you can go out and out English striker, definitely hands down better. I mean, people will bring Greenwood in, Rashford in. Like, are they centre forwards? Name a centre forward better.
Well, Harry Kane obviously is better than Bamford at the moment. There's no doubt in that at all.
Well, you've got to play. You got to not go on strike to be better than Bamford, mate.
Yeah, well, I agree. But if you look at Harry Kane's season last year, most goals, most assists. No, you can't argue that at all. But below Bamford, I think Bamford is second. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a good player, but he's limited.
Really,
he's limited. His strength is aerials, headers.
I don't want to see England play like that. Well, I don't want to see England play at all, to be honest. But
yeah, well, it's one of those things that he's very good at, and there is room for that sort of player in the England squad. And if I was to pick the three centre forwards who we'd take, it would be Kane, Bamford, and DCL. Because DCL would offer something different to either Kane or Bamford. Both Kane and Bamford can win aerials, but it's not to the level of that.
I mean, do we count the championship as a major trophy?
It's a trophy.
Well,
a trophy's a trophy.
It's a league title.
I might just leave that one up there. I'm not even going to bother taking that down, just in case any Tottenham fans are bored and want to watch.
But yeah, other than DCL and Kane, Watkins is great. I do think he is a good player, and he's probably the closest to Bamford in terms of style. They both have similar attributes in everything that counts. But yeah, there's not many that are better than Bamford at the moment.
Nah, I mean, obviously he hasn't scored yet this season, but I expect him to get going. I expect him to. I mean, numbers-wise, Scotty, what are you saying for this season? How many goals you reckon?
I think we're going to see the pattern continue, and he's going to get at least 18.
You think? I struggle to
at least.
In all honesty, I do struggle to see him beating last season. I think it was without fans, and he just went through streaky patches of being shit hot. I do struggle to see him hitting higher than 17, but that's not to say that I think he's going to hit 5 or 6. I think anywhere above 15 goals for a side finishing top half is a solid return. I'd say 15 plus again.
I'm still sticking with it's going to be even better than last year, 100%. And I'll tell you why. Look at. I know you're saying about the Crew game. He came on. He was a game changer.
Yeah.
See the Everton game. The Everton game was the one that I just looked at Paddy and went, he is going to absolutely romp this season. He gave everything, and there was a couple of times you've seen him, and he was actually back. 1 minute defending with Coops, and the next thing he was straight up the top of that pitch again.
Yeah.
There's not many attackers
his
do
work
that.
rate will have been.
It's unreal. And if he keeps that level up, the goals will come. But I think if he is going to be playing an entire match with that intensity, he'll need to get his fitness up, because come that 75th minute, he had gave so much, he was busted.
Yeah.
Which I think I'd said in the post match there on Sunday morning. But yeah, I really do think Bamford is going to have this season of his life this year.
Martin, what are you thinking? How many goals? Do we reckon this is true? Do we reckon Golden Boot?
I'd say a similar amount to last season, maybe 1 or 2 more. It depends what the impact of the fans will have, because sometimes at Ellen Road can be unforgiving, and especially at the fans' ground as well. It will be different, but I'm still have faith that he will do it, because I think the bigger impact is the style of chances that he's getting put on his plate to finish.
I mean, you can't
Will be a bigger impact.
The impact today's going to have. I mean, his last called up for the under-21s in November 2014. He's lived a life since then. Like, that's not 5 minutes ago that he got recognised for being one of the best players in this country. Like, it's a long time since anyone's patted him on the head and gone, "You fucking deserve this, pal." And I know he's going to have had a lot of that from Bielsa and from us. But it's nice to get recognition outside of Leeds.
Yeah, do you remember that goal? Remember the training video? A Bielsa running across and hugging him. Yeah. I guarantee you today, Bielsa is near in tears.
Like a proud guy.
Yeah, because he has really invested in Bamford. He has stuck by him whenever we've been on his back to drop him and play Nketiah, and play Roof, and sign a new striker or play Rodrigo. Bielsa has stuck by him, and he's basically been telling us for the last couple of years, I know what he can do.
Yeah,
and he will show you.
In him 100%.
And he's showed us. He's shown us last season, and he's going to show us this season. And he's shown enough that excuse of a manager England have, Gareth Southgate, has picked him. And I think he's 100%. He's deserved it. And as you said, it's going to really bolster his confidence for this weekend. And he is hat-trick Bamford's going to come out.
I mean, while we're on air, I know this is very unrelated, but these comments have just come through, and it is very much true. Sky News have just sent me a notification saying Manchester City footballer Benjamin Mendy charged with 4 counts of rape and 1 sexual.
What?
So that's a lesson we're not signing time soon.
What the? Do you know what? That's another signing for Glentoran. They just seem to sign people like that there. Anyway, that's another joke. Gylfi Sigurdsson's on his way there too. Anyway, what the hell has happened?
So I think that's the least interesting bit of news today.
Right.
Probably just focus on Bamford. To be fair, at least he's a stand-up citizen outside of being fucking good at football as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he represents this club really, really well. And he composes himself well. See all that stuff he done during the pandemic for the schools? Everyone banging on about Rashford this, Rashford that. Everyone ignored how much Paddy done for the schools.
Celebration, which is, I mean, it's an energy drink, but then it's still also for a good cause or something. I don't really know.
I'm sure even that people that was it at Sky Sports tried to say that it was racist. Start and Bamford had to actually clarify, no, it's the brand that I represent. Like, oh my God, get a grip of your life.
Oh,
what do you see now? Yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, we've just been talking about, obviously, like the faith Bielsa's had in Bamford and how that's transformed him. Why don't we? I mean, I have my own reasons and opinions, but why don't we have that faith in him to do the same thing to Rodrigo? Is that because we're all told that Bielsa's not seeing him as a striker?
No, Bielsa sees him as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
And did Rodrigo not say last year in an interview that he prefers playing as a 10? I don't know.
That's it. That's the problem. I mean, for
then
me, I'd rather striker.
Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, no, I was just telling my kids to stop cutting close, running close by. I've been trying to cover my mouth when I've been shouting at them, but the noisy buggers.
Oh God! But no, I've seen Ethan saying there about Sam Greenwood as well. But there's 2 answers in the under 23s: Greenwood and Joffe.
Yeah, Gelhardt as well.
Yeah. There's a few players in that under 23s I think are ready for a shout now. Especially, if Bamford is going to be getting called up, if Phillips is going to be getting called up regularly, and fingers crossed Harrison gets called up soon too. There's going to be players in that under 23s we're going to be relying on this season.
I'd agree with that. I don't think we need to get a backup for Bamford. Rodrigo can play there if needed. Obviously, I don't think that he'll likely get in the squad if Bamford is fit. That's quite unlikely, but he will get played there if needed. And you've got Roberts as well, who can play there. And Roberts hasn't played much as a striker recently, but if you remember the last time when he did play as a striker in the Championship, he scored twice in one game. And he can find the net when he's got the confidence to do so. I think he will get better with that if he was to play there. But we know what the fans' opinion is on Roberts. It's very divided. There's a lot of people who don't think he's good enough. Personally, I think he's good and he will improve. But,
other than that third season, he is very durable. Like, he's not really been out with very many injuries or suspensions for a very long time, Bamford. So I don't worry so much about having a second choice. I worry about when we've got cup games like Crewe, that I'd like to see a younger striker get more minutes. Like, instead of Rodrigo starting up front the other night,
Sam Greenwood.
Greenwood or Gelhardt for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, Scotty's all about the cup run. So, mate, did you pick the team last night, Scotty?
I did have a wee word in Bielsa's ear when we were watching the Love Island final, and I started singing, "We're going on a cup run. We're going on a cup run. We're going on a cup run."
Love Island has finished, and you are still dragging that shit out. It's
Mate,
bad enough that all of us have had to watch that shit for a month because our partners make us. But you're still going.
No, don't you give me that. Don't you give me it. You messaged me last night telling me you were watching it.
I watched the final. Moving on. We're on Bamford, mate.
You've been exposed now, Philip. You've been exposed.
Mate, we all get forced to do shit we don't like to do for the sake of love, don't we?
Hey, my missus watching it. I haven't watched a single second of that garbage.
Ellie, if you're watching, you can tell how much I actually love you then. Because anyway, we've gone very off topic here. We're meant to be talking about Bamford.
He's a legend.
We're gonna sign off in a minute. Any final thoughts on today's news? We're all very happy for him. Any last message? If he's watching, what would you like to say to him, Scotty?
Well done. And well done for sticking it out and not going to play for the Republic of Ireland. And I told you 2 years ago when I met you, don't go. You told my wife to love me forever and she should never leave me. And I wish she hadn't listened to you, to be honest. But Paddy, thank you so much. And hopefully you do better for England than Kane.
Martin, any final words for Paddy if he's watching? I'm sure there won't be about your wife, but...
Well, yeah, if he is watching, which I hope he is. Hi, Paddy. Congratulations on your call up to England. I know how much you want this and you deserve it so damn well. You've done so well for us and so happy for you. That's basically it.
Not really a lot to add to that other than just don't let Southgate break you or Calvin, really. Just look after each other. Don't make friends with any fucking Villa players or Man United players. Like, I don't want you being friends with them. They're colleagues, they're work colleagues, just like me and you are, Scotty. And we don't need to be friends. We can
stop sending me inappropriate messages at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm sure we're all really happy for him, and we might even all actually watch an England game now. Just because Calvin's there, because Paddy's there too.
Oh, can you imagine all the England fans going, Patrick Bamford? Oh, I can't wait for that.
It would be good. I'm looking forward to hearing the band and the little trumpet playing. They'd only sing it for someone else anyway. Like, they don't deserve him. Let's bring them both back. They don't deserve to go.
Yeah. Cancel the internationals.
Yeah, sod 'em all. That ended well. So we'll be back tomorrow night with a big match preview. It is Friday tomorrow, isn't it? Am I on the right day?
It is.
Yeah, Friday tomorrow.
Friday.
We'll be back tomorrow with a big match preview and then obviously plenty of content over the weekend for the Burnley game. And if you go to the link below, I'm hoping Tash has put a link in there. You can still donate for the Three Peaks Walk. And don't forget, Football Content Awards. Just Google it. If you go on Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Microsoft Edge, you can vote 4 times on the same device. Not that I've done this or done it on numerous devices, but go to the Football Content Awards and vote for all Leeds TV in Best in Video and Best in Social. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you over the weekend, guys. See you later, Scotty. See you later, Martin. Thank you.
Later, all the best.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.